Hello, it's Thursday, January 2nd, 2023. Sorry, weird intersection. People are driving through a red light. There's a turning, I think. This is terrible. What the heck's going on here? Is this nested properly? Oh, you know what's happening? I know what's happening. No, I'm wearing the clip. Why is this not sitting in here? I don't know what that button does. Anyway, hi, it's Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. This is AM. This is not AM. This is the afternoon drive home, part one. These generally break into 3 or 4 parts, blah, blah, blah. There was a riddle this morning. I'm going to give it in a moment. The riddle, do I give the riddle and the answer? Nah, I'll just give the answer. So anyway, when I wave my hands like this, it means I'm done giving the answer. So the answer was breath, the thing that's lighter than well, you get it. The answer to the riddle was breath. And that was the answer to this morning's riddle, part one of the AM drive on this day. That's it. That's all the content I have for the ride home. I haven't got anything else. The fella who called me the other day during the ride has threatened to call me every day now, just to interrupt the whatever this is. Not much to interrupt, but you get what I'm saying. That is, I'm sorry, I'm staring at the back of this guy's head. It's not a shadow. Is that a tattoo? Does he have a tattoo? His head is shaved, essentially bald. He's just got like a peach fuzz thing going on. And there's this line that goes around his head, but no idea. Looks like a weird tattoo, but anyway. Yeah, like I said, I got nothing. I got nothing. The interesting fact, there's a part of a dinosaur, the tail, it's when the tail has spikes, it's called a thagomizer, and it was actually named after a Far Side comic. A Far Side comic, like, it just shows a bunch of cavemen, guys pointing at a dinosaur on a chartboard, and he says, like, and we call this the thagomizer in memory of Thag, who was killed by it. So anyway, apparently the paleontology community saw that the thing didn't have a name, so now it's actually called the thagomizer. I believe that's true. I really should look it up, but I'm 99% sure that is actually a true fact. That's called the thagomizer because it was in a comic, and that's just what they decided to call it. Another interesting word fact, the word cromulent, which means perfectly fine or acceptable, was actually created on The Simpsons. It's a word that they made up on the spot. I think Homer actually said it, and it came to be accepted as a perfectly cromulent word. Might have been Bart. Either Bart or Homer. One of those two said cromulent. Not sure if you know what a pinhole camera is. It's just a camera. It's just a box. Empty box. You put a pinhole in one side, and what happens is you get an image in the back of the box if the outside is lit brightly enough, and you get I believe it's upside down, some kind of reversed image inside the box. So that being said, one day, me and my friend Scott were in the back of a moving van that was moving. We were back with, it was actually empty, so it was just the two of us riding in the back. Not sure why. I'm pretty sure we're just idiots. And he was a stout fella. He was larger, and he had a shirt, light colored shirt on. I believe it was white. It might have been like a sports team sweatshirt, some kind of sports ball thing, and it was like, you know, one of those U-Haul type rider type trucks. And we're standing back there. It wasn't a far trip, but we realized at one point where he was standing, the little tiny holes that were in the door, one of them was lining up perfectly, and we were watching the scenery outside, upside down. I believe it was upside down on his shirt. Like, it was perfect. Like, the whole moving van was a pinhole camera, and we were able to see, like, even though we couldn't see outside of the truck, we could see perfectly what was going on outside the truck, because his shirt was acting like a pinhole camera. And the guy who was, Powerball's up to 700 million. The guy who was driving was a jerk. It might have been Cam, and he kept hitting the brakes and stuff like that, and so we kept bouncing around in the back, but not smart enough to lay down. So you know, at one point, like, I hit the front wall when he hit the brakes, and like Scott slammed into me, and I died. So that was fun. Cam was a funny guy. One of the interesting things about him is, like, I didn't know he could play piano. They were just kind of like, you know, we were just a bunch of goofball buddies hanging around. And one day we're at his house, and he's got a piano, and he's like, "Hey, you want me to play something?" I had no idea he knew how to play piano. I just embarrassed at how little I knew about him. So I said, "Yeah, play Flight of the Bumblebee." And he sits down at the piano, and he just belts out Flight of the Bumblebee on the piano. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even know it could be played on the piano. That's like I don't know if you know what Flight of the Bumblebee is, but it's this like fast-paced. Yeah, that was great. That didn't sound anything like Flight of the Bumblebee, but you get it. Look it up. So yeah, he just belted out Flight of the Bumblebee on the piano. I was like, what? That's crazy. It's the same guy. Yeah, you're calling me. I'm not going to answer that. So let me call this person. Hi, how you doing?
You called me. I'm just trying to call you.
All right. So, you're being recorded. Be careful what you say.
I understand.
I understand. I don't remember what I wanted. Why was I calling you? I was just leaving work. I-bonds. I-bonds are like drawing 7%. That was really it. We can talk about it in more detail later, but just wanted to let you know I-bonds are I think they're guaranteed 7%, but they're that was literally it. That's all I called you about.
Okay.
At least that's all I'm willing to discuss while I'm being recorded.
Yeah, let me let you go then.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Is he gonna let me in? So this is the same guy, not the guy on the phone, but the guy that was playing Flight of the Bumblebee. He's the same guy that would drive around with my other buddy, just goofing around in cars, and like he'd, let's say he was like chemically enhanced at the time, and he's sitting there with his like, "Oh, I'm gonna spill my soda," like sitting there holding his big slam, and just all of a sudden, like just boom, like somehow he knocks it out of his own hand, and it's just like flipping around, and he's getting soda all over Scott's car. Funny stuff. did, there would be an image of it on my phone. I let's just assume that I didn't plan an afternoon riddle, although I should. When I give the answer to one right after I wave everybody off and I say come back, I should give another riddle that'll give the answer to the next morning. Maybe I'll start doing that starting tomorrow. Or a joke. I could tell the pink gorilla joke. The subscriber commented to me. I guess he commented in the comments. I didn't understand what he meant at first, but I think what he's talking about is I have a tendency, especially I have a tendency on the afternoon show to talk about what I talked about in the morning show, which is, I guess, kind of infuriating for him because he's already watched it. He like you're telling me what I watched. I watched it, but I was talking about a structure change I'm going to do, not having to do with the content of the show itself, but how I'm going to handle the tasks associated with the show, because there's a lot of administration that's starting to be attached to this, like moving the files to my hard drive on my desktop, getting them off my phone, and that in and of itself, getting the phone to behave and have the computer recognize the phone and finally get the files to transfer, that's an ordeal that I'm thinking I don't want to do every day. I'm probably going to do that once a week, Friday nights, Saturdays, something like that. Pardon me. It's got to be the car. It has got to be the car. This is absolutely insane. I wonder if there's like a can of something in here. Like, I don't smell exhaust fumes. In case this is the first one you're seeing, I've been complaining about getting sick specifically on my way to work, getting tired, also getting nauseous on my way to work. And I thought it was just on my way to work, and I was mentioning that to my wife, and she said, no, you've been complaining about that on the way home too. And I don't think it's as bad on my way home. I'm more awake, so I'm not noticing as much, but it's absolutely happening already. I'm already starting to yawn. Like, I just left work. I wasn't yawning in work. I wasn't tired. I really think there's like a carbon monoxide leak in here, or I've got a can of some product that's leaking and it's poisoning me or something. I'm going to have to check the trunk and see if I got like a fix-a-flat or something, because this is crazy. This has been going on for a week. Actually, I think it's been much more than a week. I'll go check right now. No, I shouldn't do that. A lot of traffic on the other side of whatever this is. Turnpike. Turnpike East is very crowded. Turnpike West is crowded too, but we seem to be moving along better than the people that are heading east. Turn off. I'm going to circulate the outside air for a while, just in case. That's the weird part. When I circulate the outside air, I'll eventually start smelling like either smells coming off the motor or other people's exhaust. I don't smell it when I'm circulating inside air, so I don't know what it is that's doing it to me. Maybe it's just the stress of the drive. The fella Scott that I was in the back of the truck with, he's also the guy we used to play Rayman with. I don't know if I mentioned his name earlier. Not earlier in this episode, but this morning I believe I was talking about Rayman, the game, which I think is a bastardization of a game called 3Man. I believe that's like a, I think that's a game people know. Rayman was what became of it after we got our hands on it. One day, me, Scott, and my wife were playing cards at a shack he had somewhere near a river. I don't know if it was a hunting shack or one of his houses. I don't know what it was. It was like a, I don't know if it was a shack. It was a small house. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a shack because I remember there was the fireplace. Anyway, I think we were playing Asshole. I think that's what we were playing. Either President. I think President and Asshole were the same game. I don't know, but we were playing that, and yeah, I think we called, like, because we wanted to play with kids, so instead of calling the game Asshole, we would call it President. So anyway, me, my wife, and Scott are playing, and like, she goes to get something, let's say a watermelon. I have no idea why she went out of the room, but she leaves, and we're jokingly like thinking, oh, let's do this. So we go to set up the decks, like, you know, so like, you know, me and him have like crazy good hands. Like, we got all the high cards and things like that, and we're gonna give her the bad cards. And so what we don't know is, like, halfway through us doing this, arranging the cards to try to make the good hands and the bad hands, like, she had already been there. She's watching us do this. She's like standing there with her arms folded. We don't see this. And then she backs up, kind of makes a noise, so we hear her coming, and we just scramble. We real quick put the cards together, we give her hers, and I'm like, and she ended up getting the best hand. And I'm sitting here with like all the 3s, the 4s, the 5s. And she's just laughing because like after the hand, she's like, I saw what you guys did. Like, you were cheating and you screwed it up. What's wrong with you idiots? And she kind of answered her own question there. We were idiots. This next story, I'm not sure if I ever told it in one of these videos. I know, like, I ramble on and I tell a bunch of stories. I'm going to tell it again anyway, because I think it's kind of funny. It involves my daughter and something she says. She says a lot of funny stuff. But this, I'm going to do it during the next section because we have less than a minute until we hit the 20-minute mark. I don't know where the time went. But yeah, I'm going to wait till the next 20-minute section. So I guess I could just sign off now, but I'm going to keep you guys on the line for 30 more seconds. Have you hope that I'm going to say something interesting. Thanks. I'm not, though. It's a matter of pride at this point. I got a headache already. What is with it? I must be reacting to something in the car where it has a leak. That's got to be it. Anyway, if you tune into the next section, it'll be a funny story about something my daughter said. Have a